The concept of the fifth dimension was introduced in the previous video. This time I would like to delve into specific ways to reach the fifth dimension. Specific ways, I say, but please do not expect magic that instantaneously transforms you. It is actually a steady and rather painful process. Before we begin, let us remind you that for those who think that the phenomenal or material world that the physical body exists is everything, introspection may not come in their priority. We are not talking about good or bad here. It is quite alright to stay in the third dimension or remain asleep in the familiar material dimension. However, if you choose to wake up and walk the path of awakening to the fifth dimension, it is an unavoidable process. Now, I mentioned last time that we are originally spiritual beings. We exist in the third dimension where the physical body is, and in the fourth dimension that has no constraints of time and space. But the consciousness is no different from the material world. It is also called the astral world or etheric world. It means that we are conscious beings that exist in multiple dimensions. You can't understand this if we only look at the visible body. Simply put, we can remember places we have visited in the past, people who have passed away or separated. We can transcend time and space and think about them now. We can say that consciousness is an indicator of the person and always with the person. Unlike the physical body, consciousness cannot be seen, but by paying attention to what appears on the surface, such as what we say and what we do, we can actually glimpse the consciousness behind it. It's easy to see on others, but it's hard to see your own consciousness because your behavior might have already been habituated, or you might be unwittingly trying to protect yourself. If you pay close attention on each of your words and actions, and examine the consciousness behind them, you will realize that most of them are based on the animal nature needed to survive in the material world. Let's take some examples. A thought suddenly crossed your mind, like, what is he talking about? He does not understand a thing. If you look into this more closely, you will notice that you have a state of mind that you know better than him. You will also notice that you have a criticism against him who expresses an opinion that differs from yours. Another example would be, you thought that we came here to help, but it looks like we are here just to entertain ourselves. If you look closely at this objectively, you will find that there is a criticism of ideas that differ from your own, and the rejection of not being able to accept the facts that as they are. Here's another one. If you think the project didn't go well because of Mr. A's calculation error, you will realize that you're trying to defend yourself by blaming Mr. A. It could also suggest that you had an attachment to the results. A reminder here is that when you introspect deep down in yourself, there's no need to self-criticize or blame yourself. It's like observing your inner self deeply and objectively. If you dig deeper, a further question arises. Who is the me in the first place? Who is trying to feel superior, defending, criticizing, and rejecting others? And when you get down to it, you will discover that it is mostly a false self, the ego. In other words, it is a personality that has been created based on the experience, accumulated knowledge, and common sense. The nature of soul is unconditional love, but it has been compromised to survive in the material world, resulting in prioritizing our animal nature. That is what we think who we are. However, these acquired knowledge and experiences are not our true nature as children of God or the Creator. We need to let them go. Whatever do not fit our true nature, whenever we notice them. To do this, it is best to focus on your feelings. This is because your true nature is neither in your thoughts nor emotions. Figuratively speaking, it is like throwing away the armor of thoughts, emotions, knowledge and experiences, and returning to your spiritual nature as a soul. And in order to focus on feelings, we use our heart brain instead of our head brains, which I will explain next time. Thank you for watching.